Alright everybody, welcome back. I'm Achieves. I'm a professional Rocket League analyst and commentator, and like one of my favorite characters, One Punch Man improved his body by drilling the basics. I am trying to do the same thing with my Rocket League skills. Welcome back to my Saitama Grind. It's day 2. After day 1, I was pretty happy with the improvements that I was showing, at least in the execution side, when I was noticing that I had opportunities, and I was hoping in day 2, if we continued to play 1v1, that those improvements would remain. Unfortunately, overall for me, didn't quite work out, but let's go ahead and take a look at the 2 games I'd like to show you today. Alright, so this was what I considered to be my best game of the day, and my opponent Plat Killer, they played alright, but in general, this game was me making sure to execute and trying to be as consistent as possible. Plat Killer, early on, a decent enough kickoff that's playable, and I'm in a bit of a jam with not a lot of boost, throwing it back to the midfield. I want to range and grab some pads, and here's my first and biggest mistake of the game. No respect for Plat Killer being able to put some real power behind that shot. I was very lazy with my approach, and I was justifiably punished. So not the best start from us in terms of decision making. Unfortunately, not able to catch up to it and get it right back on the ensuing kickoff. Overdriving a bit, but that's alright, we have time. Can we execute? Decent enough low 50. Plat Killer really trying to just jam one through us there in the midfield. And you'll kind of start to notice as this game goes on, I start to feel very comfortable with the timing of challenging Plat Killer, because it never really feels like there's any real threat behind a lot of the approach. And so you start to see that decision making improve after at least getting beat on that first goal, of course. I really start to dial in and figure out how Plat Killer likes to approach. Soft touch. So now we just kind of try and press in the air. Nice early challenge from Plat Killer, not allowing me to go for the strong shot. We deny the midfield boost and our corner. A lot more respect this time for Plat Killer, realizing that they've got that power shot in them. Steal one away in the midfield. It's going to be wide, so we'll range and limit their options by taking away the boost. Decently playable, but not the best challenge angle, but we're still in control. Again, nice space control from Plat Killer, knowing what the plan is there. Just try and get the ball under control. Thinking maybe I'm going to get demoed. We missed the wave dash, but we're still in a playable spot. Deep lift, and in that situation, I think as I go up the ranks, I'm going to be required to have a lot more control of the ball right there, because just dumping it back up the field is likely going to be a losing strategy, but here it served us well. We win the race in the midfield. We're going to collect goal number 2 there. Plat Killer struggling to read our closing speed to the ball there. Nice kickoff. And again, we get one back. So a second goal, a nice insurance play for us, and I was so happy at this point that all of my kickoffs were at least going into playable areas, netting me goals instead of costing me them. So very happy with that outcome. Plat Killer trying to get a cheeky back post shot, just missed the timing. Throw it out to the side, and I think at this point in the match, this is where I really started to say, okay, I know what Plat Killer is all about. And I started to figure out how I really wanted to approach him. Weak clear, but I jumped a little bit early, and I also didn't realize that it was well wide of the net. And with a different approach there, I probably score number 4. A lot of time, a lot of space, chance to execute on our ground control game. Ball skipped off a little bit harder than we would have liked, but still an opportunity. Need to get back under control, just missed the power shot. Trying to do what Plat Killer did to us earlier, but unfortunately we get punished for it, and that's the road in 1v1, right? As we improve, hopefully that shot's going to be ripped straight on target and we go up 4-1. But for now, Plat Killer takes it back the other way and makes it a ball game. A lot of space to cover here. Got to learn to challenge in the open field in 1v1. Tries to test me off the backboard, but that's also what I'm happy with, realizing, look, you don't have to go and get everything in 1v1 unless you're certain that there's a double tap threat coming. You can kind of just defend what matters and defend the net and say, look, you need to hit something to get it by me. Winning another couple of 50s. Chance to go for an air dribble to the back post. We're not able to get it all the way over there, but not dropping the ball, which is something I've consistently struggled with in the past. We pick up 100. Platkiller trying to force the issue. We've missed the open net. That's okay, we recover. But now we have to challenge in the open field again, but Platkiller just dumps it away, doesn't really get good control, and we just throw it right back in their face, straight down the gut. The lead extends to 4. Platkiller, very kind, knowing that I should have scored earlier, allows me to score on the second opportunity. Down into the corner. Don't quite have time, but feeling confident, and that's likely a mistake that will get punished again at a higher level. That ball out of the corner, and oh my gosh, I may have overcommitted for a second boost. This time we're in time, but again, need to be careful going forward. I can't just always go and get 100 off the kickoff. It may be too dangerous. Platkiller giving us a little bit of time and respect, winning a solid 50, but unaware. They don't hear the engine. The footsteps are coming. Blocking in the back, but there's no flags in Rocket League, and we score goal number 5. 37 seconds left. This one should be pretty well in hand. I'm feeling confident. Another deep center kickoff, and look at that. Straight out to the side. We get possession and a chance to put this one away. Platkiller does what I did, but we punish them for it, and that's why you can't afford to go for the boost. So that was what I considered to be my best game of the day. So yeah, if my best game of the day is me just being fairly confident on defense, being happy with my execution on kickoffs, and scoring some nets when I realized I had a little open space, I suppose that's okay, but probably gives you an indicator of how Day 2 went as a whole for me. Now, the second game in this video, it's a lot closer and a lot more competitive, but it was frustrating in its own type of way. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at what I consider at least to be my worst game of the day. And if in my previous one I was happy with my kickoffs, this one a little bit difficult. Not just because of giving up goals or anything like that, but just the inability to generate consistent pressure off of them. But no spoilers, just go ahead and watch. So my opponent is Little Slimster. They're playing in the brand new Porsche of Rocket League. Again, that deep central kickoff. Little divey there on some challenges, but that's all right. Range into the corner, grab 100 boost. See what Little Slimster has in the tank. Thankfully, nothing too dangerous at the moment. Got a race back here, not a whole lot of boost to play with. Thankfully, it's not on target, and I'm happy that it wasn't, because I had it saved, but had I found the touch, I very likely would have found myself under a lot of pressure. I stopped there. I needed to clean my stick. I was eating a cheese stick that day. It was a little oily. If you were wondering, it was tasty. Chance to execute on the dribble flick. Not quite able to nail it. We go straight back down the center line. Little Slimster taking his time, and I fall for it. I just made that mistake in the previous game. That was also how I allowed the first goal. No respect for people pumping one over my head. A little weak on the kickoff, but still playable. Right back down the middle here. Grabbing some boost, and I am trying to figure out what is going on, and mercifully wide of the net. Open net. Can we get it going back the other way? I struggle to get the ball going at speed, and unfortunately for me, that means no goal. Little Slimster misses. I don't get punished, so I score anyway, but as far as I'm concerned, I should have been down 0-2 there, and it's all because I couldn't get a dribble started properly. Third kickoff, and again, Little Slimster kind of powering right through me a little bit. But I haven't conceded yet. I know I can play decently enough when it comes to the challenge game. They overdrive the ball, but I don't give the respect the line of the play has. I'm just trying to win the ball straight through Little Slimster. They just extend the play further out to the side, and I just did not even consider that as an option in the play, and justifiably punished for it, so nice job, Little Slimster, letting me go right by. Chance to go to the top of the net. I hit it weak. I make the adjustment, and yes, I score, but I was quite unhappy with the outcome there. I did not think that I should have to be in that scenario. If I was going for a hard shot to the top of the net, I want to hit the hard shot to the top of the net, not make the adjustment and score. Granted, obviously, we can never hate the outcome, but results-based thinking is not the way to improve. Little Slimster, a bit of a weak challenge, so we just pick the ball off. They don't get the proper catch, and we punish them for it. So 3 minutes, we've got a lead, but as you can see, we've played 5 kickoffs, and I've kind of struggled to, well, I guess 6 kickoffs, but we've really struggled to generate that pressure. Off kickoff, and here I just miss the ball. I make the wrong read. I kind of panic a little bit trying to get my bearings, and Little Slimster tips it towards my net, bumps into me, and I get a pool shot own goal. Sweet. Tough break, but that's okay. It's still 3-3. We can recover. Just kind of punted that ball up the field, trying to pinch it deep, but it was a very weak pinch. This time I'm a little bit more aware of that potential power coming out. We give a little ground and we execute. Can we hit another dribble flick? This one, no, we dropped the ball, but we managed to adjust again. So not the way I wanted to get it done, but the ball's in the net. We've got the lead, so okay. Playable. We're fine. First neutral kickoff, really, and Little Slimster immediately taking it back the other way. Thankfully, it's off the post. That's the second time this game I was not punished when I feel I should have been. Just able to get a hand on it there. It's been a tense couple of minutes. I'm so boost hungry that I end up just kind of leading Little Slimster to my other boost pad instead of thinking about how to develop the play and keep possession. They float one over my head and deny a second 100 pad, so a lot of possession here and a lot of power play for Little Slimster, and I feels backflip the save. You gotta be kidding me, I could have got there. Another mechanical misexecution by me, and it cost the equalizer. Neutral 50. Again, I have to play defense off the kickoff. Able to recorrect there. We overjumped trying to defend the near post, and Little Slimster munching on my corner boosts all game long. Hard cut, back into the middle. I know I can't really range too far forward. Got a hand on it, and this time it goes off the crossbar, straight back into my car for a second own goal. Chef's kiss. And a kickoff goal. Neat. We're down 2 with 1:25. Time to recover. I'm starting to get very frustrated at this point, knowing that I'm not executing my best, especially in the kickoff game. So here I want to hit something. I want to make something happen. I get the ball in the dribble. Little Slimster, not expecting the hard flick to the back post. The first real bit of execution I've had in about 4 minutes of gameplay. So we bring the game back one step closer to an equal game. Out of the corner. I know I have a very low shooting percentage, so I decide to take my chances on the ground. At least we've got command of the ball here. Can we find something? Not the greatest cut there in the middle. Was hoping to go straight into the middle of the pitch, but kind of rolled up my side, and that's something I'm definitely going to have to work on with the Dominus. Turning with the ball cleanly. It's very difficult in a Dominus just because it's so flat. It's hard to get a lot of mass on the corner. I'm indecisive on this 50, and Little Slimster's going to extend the lead to 2 because I can't figure out where I want to go. Picks me apart, gives himself insurance. 37 seconds to work with. I need something. I know I'm not going to go and take it away, and thankfully Little Slimster gives it to me. They did not get a good follow-through there on their attempted pop into an air dribble. I get the game back within 1. Can I find an equalizer? Solid kickoff. Again, not in my control, but fairly neutral, all things considered. Great 50. It's an open net. We've missed. Okay, we have to recover. Ooh, and they make the save. All right, second chance here. We've clicked on. There's 100 boost, and no, that needs to be a power shot to the top left corner. I don't even pick up the 100 in the midfield. Little Slimster just puts me in an awkward spot, and I lose the game. All because I could not execute on anything I wanted to go for. Brutal, brutal stuff. So yeah, that was my worst game of the day. A game where I wasn't as punished as much as I should have been, and in those scenarios, if your opponent gives you an opening, you gotta be able to go and slam the door shut. And in other parts of that game, there were chances for me to really make a nice play on the ball and keep the situation level, or even have an advantage for myself, and it all came down to mechanical inputs, and I was flubbing all over the place. So yeah, it was one goal, it was tight, but there were so many opportunities for me there that I just did not capitalize on. And that is how the cookie crumbles. So now we have to look at how day 2 went. As I said, it was not pretty. Alright, so here is our day 2 statistical breakdown, and as you can see, here's our best game of the day, highlighted in green, and like I said, immediately afterwards, our worst game of the day. And look at the wins and loss column, kicked off a 5-game losing streak. Brutal, brutal stuff for me. It was certainly a day filled with its ups and downs, but that one game, it was tough, and I clearly struggled to find a way to recover. Across the board, 57 goals, significantly lower than our 72 from day 1. 34 saves, about the same. Fewer shots, relatively similar in the shooting percentage. Demos for about the same, demos against about the same, quality bumps and demos about the same. Mission pass and fail. This is an interesting column because the mission that I set today was I needed to score at least 2 goals that were over 100 kilometers per hour. And I didn't really think about how difficult that was going to be to achieve in 1v1, because generally if you're in positions where you're shooting the ball with power, you're in 3v3 or 2v2 where the ball is being passed to you. So I ended up failing a lot of missions today. But we closed out at 4-7, and more importantly, you can see that we lost all of the gains from day 1, and in fact, lost a little bit of extra, so brutal stuff there on day 2. So those were all of the games from day 2, and ultimately, I was not playing at my best today, and you could see it reflected in that big loss streak at the end. So I'm looking forward to getting back out there on the pitch and playing a lot better the next time we play some 1v1. Ultimately, that's what it's all about. 1v1 forces you to improve your consistency of your execution, and that's what I want to improve on the most. So I hope you all enjoyed today's viewing. If you want to go and watch all of the games unedited, you can go to my Twitch stream. That will be linked in the description below. If you want to keep updated on when these streams are happening, you can go ahead and find my Twitter page as well down there. You can click on that, and that schedule is posted every Sunday, so you can come hang out and watch the games live. But thank you very much for watching. Let me know what you thought of my gameplay in the comments section below. And if you want, subscribe. Do your thing. Either way, good luck out there.